What's going on? It's Green Thumb. So I told you guys we'd be doing dilly beans, so that's what we're doing. So welcome to my kitchen. We're making dilly beans. I'll flip this camera around. I'll show you what we got going on. All right? Okay. So we've got our dill, garlic. These are Darble Mexican peppers. We're doing green and purple bush beans. I grew those bush beans specifically for making dilly beans. So I've got 5.1 pounds in this bowl. It's a big bowl. All right, 5.1 pounds of beans. These have been washed. I've already cut the ends off. I've already sorted them, picked out any of the bug damage. So I wanted to show you guys something here. When you're picking your beans, right, especially with bush beans, because they kind of grow in clusters like grapes do. If you guys want to save a step when you're processing your beans down so you don't have to cut all the ends off, okay? When you're picking them, grab them, use your fingernail, okay? Bust the end off when you're picking them right off the plant. And that way, when you're processing your beans down, looking for bug damage and picking out big ones, it's already ready to go. See? I left these out as an example. See? So you just, if this was on the plant, you just grab it, pop. That's it. Clean. That way you can skip a whole step in processing. These are what's left. This is 1.1 pounds of beans, and I'm not using these ones. When they get too big, they get leathery, right? So what I'm going to do, see how it's kind of swollen? You can see all the beans on it, inside of it. So I'm not going to use these because they turn out really horrible. So I've already gone through that big bowl, pulled out all these big ones, and what I'm going to do with these, not tonight, but probably tomorrow while they're still fresh, I'm going to pop all these pods open, and I'm going to pull all the beans out, and I'm going to let them dry. Or I might just spread them out on newspaper and then just let them dry on newspaper, and they'll all kind of go browny, yellowy color, and then I can crack them open and pull all the beans out. And then I'm going to replant these next year. And the reason I do that is about, I don't know, 9 years ago, I bought one pack of mixed bush beans that were yellow, greens, and purples. And I harvested the beans from them, and I'm still growing them every year. So now these beans are totally acclimatized to growing in my environment through their genetics, because I keep growing the same beans every year from the same seeds, right? So when you're going through your beans, this is another thing you want to look for right here. See that? That's bug damage. So that's why you gotta quality control your beans. So these are quart jars. I've got 7. I can fit 7 jars in my Presto canner that's up on the stove right now. It's a 23 quart Presto. So I've washed these, and they're upside down in the oven, and I've got the oven set at about 180 degrees to keep these nice and hot, because you don't want to thermal shock them when you pour your hot brine in. All right, so here's the stove. We already got the water boiling. I've got the base in here already, so they're not sitting on the bottom. In here, wow, I can't stand over that. All right, so in here, we're gonna turn that back down to low. We have half a cup of pink Himalayan rock salt. That's why it's pink looking. And we have 5 cups of water and 5 cups of white vinegar. All right, so that's brought up to the boil, and that's all we're doing. We're just bringing it to the boil. Now I'm gonna turn it down low, right? So there's 5 cups, so that's 4 plus 1. All right, so all we're gonna do is we're gonna take those jars out of the oven with the oven mitts. We're gonna put them on a towel on my table, and we're gonna stuff the jars with as many beans as we can fit in there. And when I say pack those beans in, I mean you don't want any empty available space in those jars, okay? Okay, so sorry about the noise in the background, guys. That's a kettle. When you're water bath canning, it's always handy to have some extra boiling hot water just in case when you put your jars in, you don't have enough water in there. So you always want to make sure you have some extra hot water. So what we're doing, start off with the garlic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop, drop that one. I've got 2 jars right behind the camera here. I don't have a whole lot of counter space in my new kitchen, so. Oh. All right. Now we're gonna do 2 jars with these Darbowl hot peppers in them. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we're going to, don't need these anymore. We're gonna throw some dill in the bottom of each one. This dill's already been washed. You can do it with dill seed too. It's nice with dill seed because sometimes what happens is the dill, this stuff here, after it goes through the hot water process, it can get a little slimy, not slimy, just super wilty, and it tends to stick to your beans a little bit. All right, so we don't have enough. So we'll just strip some more. Yeah, I actually had to go to the grocery store and buy dill. Can you believe that? A lot of my dill didn't make it due to the heat, and the stuff I do have, I'm saving for when I'm making some dill pickles. So later on this week, when I get some time, I'm gonna start a whole bunch of new dill, probably 20 or 30 dill plants. Just start them in the wind outside in little seed trays, and that way I'll have hopefully lots of dill, because I want to be able to have some dried as well. So that's what the jars look like. So there's the dill and the garlic in the bottom. Okay. We'll get this out of the way. We don't need this anymore. And you're literally going to stuff these jars. Here, let's do one that's in camera. Which one's in camera? That one, center. Okay. So when I say stuff these things, I literally mean put as many beans as you can into each jar. Get them in, shake them down, rearrange them. You want them packed tight because, I mean, why would you want them loose? You want nice, big, beautiful jars of dilly beans, right? So I've got 7 quarts. I doubt I'll be able to put a pound of beans in each one. I've got 5 pounds to work with here. It's mighty hot in my kitchen right now. Standing next to a big, huge pot of boiling water and a big pot of boiling vinegar. It smells real interesting. So that looks pretty full, right? Still plenty of room. Shake it down on the side. Push the beans down if any of them try to pop up. And then just keep stuffing beans in. Because what's going to happen is when you pour the brine in here, the beans are going to soften up. Okay. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to stop the camera so you guys can see. I mean, that thing is packed, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the camera and I'm going to fill all the rest of these, and I'll get back with you guys in a second. Okay, so look at that. We got them all filled. That's pretty nice looking, huh? Dill, garlic, and 2 of these have hot peppers. Now we're going to take our mixture of 1/2 cup of salt, 5 cups of water, and 5 cups of vinegar. And we're going to start filling jars. These are really handy if you guys are just getting into canning. Pick yourself up a little canning kit. And comes with everything you need. So we're just going to top these right up. I'm filling them up just to the bottom of the funnel. Let's just hope we have enough brine. If not, I'm gonna have to whip up some brine real fast. That's another reason why you want to fill these jars up. Because the more you have in the jars, the less brine you're gonna need. Yep, I don't think we're gonna have enough brine. Whoa, uh-oh. A little too much in that one. That's all right, we can fix that after. Is that ever pink looking, eh? Yep, definitely out of brine. Gonna have to start some more of that over again. Oh no. Alright, let's fill these up. So 5 cups of water and 5 cups of vinegar is nowhere near enough for 7 quarts. Alright, I gotta pause this, guys, and I gotta whip up some more brine real fast. Alright guys, so we're back at it. Whipped up some brine. All you have to do is get it to boil and dissolve the salt. So we're gonna keep filling these up. Just work your way down the line. And what you want to do is once you get your jars filled, you want to take your plastic jar scraper mabobber. That's the technical term in case you're wondering. It's the plastic jar scraper mabobber. And you want to run that around inside your jars. What you want to do is you're trying to make sure you get all the air bubbles out, because you don't want any air bubbles left in there. One more jar. Almost there, and almost out of brine. Okay, so for those of you who are following along, this is about 5 pounds of beans, and this brine is, now I'm using 10 cups of water and 10 cups of vinegar and 1 cup of salt. That's the total measurements. So then you take your jar scraper mabobber and you just run it around the sides. You're just trying to get the bubbles out. You don't want bubbles in here. Run that around. And you want to make sure that you try and push these beans down under the level of your brine. Get rid of that, don't need that no more. And I apologize, guys, if the video sounds a little rushed. I'm doing this on a work night, and dark 30 in the morning comes real early. For those of you who don't know, I drive a dump truck for a living, so mornings are real early. I'm up at the crack of ass, so. All right, so we knocked all the bubbles out. Now we're slamming lids on. Lids, 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 and lids. And then when you tighten these down, you want to do it finger tight. So get it on. I use 4 fingers, and I just turn it until my fingers start to twist on the top of the lids here. Because when you put these in your water bath canner, what's going to happen is you're trying to get the air out, right? You're trying to get the air out of your jar. And if you over tighten them, you can't get the air out. And when you're water bath canning, I'll show you guys in a second here. We'll start loading these into the water bath canner. Don't be a hero and use your hands. You're gonna burn the hell out of yourself. All right, flip this around. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Hang on. Hang on, I gotta reset. Right, we're back. I've got a hot element on the stove and I just realized I can't set the tripod up on the stove. So, we're gonna put 7 jars in here. And it's really important when you get these loaded in that you get at least an inch of water over the tops of your jars. So you see how it's already creeping up over the lids? Sorry for the jerky camera, guys. I'm trying not to get burnt here and film all at the same time and lift hot jars with one hand and hold a tripod with the other. Alright. See how it's already pushing what air bubbles out of there? That's what you're looking for. See there? It's already pushing air bubbles out of that jar. That's exactly what you're looking for. Alright. Get in there. And last one. All right. So there we go. I'm going to set a timer on my stove. "15 minutes. I'm going to, just a minute. All right, so what I do is I put the lid on because for whatever reason, I can never keep that water boiling enough. So put the lid on and then stuff some aluminum foil in the top, just like that. And that'll create enough pressure in there and that'll just get this thing boiling and maintaining a boil. It's got to boil, right? It's important that it's boiling. So we got 13 minutes left on it. And when this is done, we'll pull them out. Okay, timer's up. Here we go. Pull them out one by one. I'm filming. Do not touch the jars. Okay. Two more to go. And then we got ourselves some dilly beans. I'm hoping that my bean plants are going to have another flush of beans this season. And I can do another batch of these. So there we go. Dilly beans. Still bubbling. And you notice? The purple beans are gone. Yeah. As soon as you hit those purple beans with heat, they lose their purple. There we go. Get that in frame. So now I'm just gonna let them hang out and start waiting for that pop sound. So that's it, guys. That's all it takes. Now these are gonna sit here on my counter until tomorrow night at dinner time. It'll give them plenty of time to cool down, and then I'll label them, and they'll go down into my pantry. So, and I'm also going to take a cloth and I'll wipe all. There's a puddle of water here. See? So I'm going to take a cloth and I'm just going to suck all that water off there. I'm not going to push down on it. Don't push down on it. But if you can use paper towel or whatever and just suck the water off the top. So that's it. Thanks for joining me. It's almost bedtime. Yeah, I got a lot of cleaning up to do, and that ain't gonna happen today. So thanks guys for following along. Hit that subscribe button if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know if you guys make Dilly Beans, and hit that thumbs up. I'm really trying to get my subscribers and my viewers to interact with the channel more, so we can get the AI that monitors all of this stuff to see that people like the content that I'm putting out, so I can build my channel and so they push it to more viewers. So I love y'all. Have a great night, and get to making Dilly Beans. It's as easy as pie. Okay, have a good one. See ya.